I want to tell you that I was blown away by this film. This is an incredible film and a film that I deeply regret missing at the Toronto International Film Festival when I was there last year.
Oh, I'm sorry you did, because for someone who likes the movie, it's worth seeing it in a theater for
I
sure.
know.
I'm sorry about that, because it's it is going to be in theaters, but it's like, who wants to say, hey, movie in some COVID? It's not exactly a good sell. So, it's not even a good joke.
I got to start off with the research that you had to do prior to filming this. Can you talk a little bit about that?
There's literally decades of it, believe it or not, because the movie started, even before I came to it. Derek Cianfrance was shooting this band Jucifer and shooting in a deaf community in Atlanta. And that was actually once I got involved. And then there was this handoff. So the amount of research that started even then, and this was 13 years ago, and then I picked this up and started writing it myself even before I brought my brother on board. And there was all this more research with the deaf community and cochlear implants and music. And, I played a lot of music. My brother's a musician, so we had a lot of that in our DNA. But yeah, it was really a deep dive.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And I think you really, and I'm sure you're hearing this a ton today, you really make the viewer feel as part of the experience. They feel like they're going on this journey with Riz Ahmed's character. It's pretty incredible. You know, with his performance and everyone's performance in this movie, Livy was trying to sell herself short by saying she didn't do a good job compared to everyone. I'm like, you're all freaking amazing. A game.
I'm gonna text her in real time. Like,
yeah, you should. You should be like, damn you, why?
No, seriously, that Olivia is so talented. I mean, we got to talk about Riz, got to talk about Paul, but Olivia is like, she's a raw talent that is unbelievable. I mean, her instincts are so strong. She's hard on herself, and she is next level. And her commitment. She came in, she learned how to scream, she learned how to play guitar. She was looping her music in real time in front of a live audience. That was a live show. There was no fakery going on there whatsoever. Can you imagine playing, screaming, and looping, which is hard to do? She's doing it all, everything you hear, and she's badass, man. She's so fantastic.
Yeah, she's incredible in the film. And I think, like, again, you have all these characters and you're perfectly cast the film. But I know everyone, we're talking about Riz and he's incredible and he needs every single nomination this year. But I have to ask about Paul Raci. How did you find him? How did you track him down?
That was hard. It was a hard bit of casting. And I would say that it started years and years and years ago with just a refusal of mine, misguided as it seemed at the time, but not to me, which was to not cast it outside of deaf culture, which was a very hard choice to make when you're limited on money and funds and not meeting these actors who could fund your movie, because the role is juicy. And I just wanted that truth in that role. And but it's a very specific subset of truth. And to find a man who's a two-time war veteran, to find a man, I mean, he 2 tours in Vietnam, and an alcoholic, he's taught deaf AA groups, he had deaf parents, he didn't speak English until age 6, it was only ASL. I mean, he's deeply enmeshed in deaf culture. But it's not just that. So you have all of that, right? And then you find this man who's a Robert Duvall, who's Al Pacino, who's a De Niro. I mean, Paul is at an extraordinarily high level of acting talent and ability. He's been an actor for 30 years in LA, just not had the chance to do it. And the guy, it's like finding a Picasso, truly. I mean, being on set with him was like that. You're like, what is happening? How has the world not seen this man? He's next level.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I mean, it'll be a crying shame if he does not start building some buzz over the next couple of months, honestly.
For me, I feel the same way, because he's a gift. He's a gift.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. They're telling me to wrap, but I really appreciated talking to you today. And this was a wonderful film, and I'm rooting for you all award season.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Nice to meet you.